What is going on, guys? It's Kevin here with ModMyMods, and today is a lovely Tuesday afternoon. It's not too hot, but it is still a little sticky, at least for my big Kevin stature here. I'm not really a fan of the hot and the heat, but it isn't as bad as it has been for the past couple days. So, appreciate you being here today and this afternoon. Again, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're actually here with me. So I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Travis has got a bad migraine, but he's in the background. Again, thanks. By the way, you did some pretty cool stuff. That's pretty awesome. He was actually able to get Crucial to sponsor a whole bunch of stuff for him. So he's got a whole slew of RAM and all sorts of fun things that will aid him in his future endeavors with the building and stuff like that. You're listening to yourself on an infinite loop of audio. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. I hope it's not listening to myself. I don't want to listen to myself. Alright, let's turn that off. Maybe it's because it was like monitoring something. Hopefully it's not double audio. Not Nancy. Captain, thank you for being here. Appreciate it, sir. The mic is fantastic. I'm glad that you like it because I like it as well. It is night and day difference. I've had to turn off the one fan because, to be honest with you, the ambient noise that it picks up from behind it is pretty insane. Again, the quality inside of this microphone, again, it was under $100. I mean, hell, this entire setup was pretty much $105 total. It's totally worth it. So if you are looking for a microphone that would definitely suit your needs for streaming or for recording or for whatever that you're doing, make sure you take a look at the AORUS. This is the Kelowna. My Kelowna. Get it? All right, anyways, so today I heard some unfortunate news, and I thought I would share it with you, so let's dive right on into it. Today, unfortunately, CES 2021 is now all digital, which really blows. I am a huge fan of Vegas. Vegas is a lot of fun. You get to see a lot of people, especially from across the pond and from different areas of the world. You know, we have friends everywhere, it's kind of neat, you know, these different shows and whatnot, when you get together and you actually get to hang out and talk about, you know, the industry and what's going on, and get to exchange ideas and stuff like that. I mean, I know I've met a lot of you, actually, there. I know I met Andre, I met Tiny Tim, I met Nick, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And, you know, obviously without our sponsors that have helped us, you know, get there, and the builds that we've put together for them, we don't exactly have, well, there's no real reason to go now, right? So we're kind of SOL when it comes to CES 2021. It is now all digital. There'll be keynotes and conferences, product showcases, which is fantastic, I guess, because I don't know, nothing shows you the product better than, well, here's it on a video. This is a lens cover, and it comes apart like this, and you can put it back together. I don't know, not really exactly a fan of the whole digital side of things, but it is better to be safe than sorry. You know, obviously we want to get rid of this whole, well, this word right here. I'm not going to actually say it, but we want to get rid of that crap. And move past it, and unfortunately certain places aren't exactly taking it seriously, so unfortunately we're having to cancel a lot of different shows, this being one of them. This is one of my favorite, and unfortunately we will just not be there this year, which kind of stinks. Yeah, Travis, I was actually looking forward to actually meeting you in the flesh, seeing with you. I don't know how many times we've talked over the, you know, the camera and Discord and phone calls and text messages and all this other crap. I'd like to actually meet you, you know, it'd be cool. But it's one thing to be able to talk back and forth. It's another thing to know each other, you know, face to face, and actually give each other a handshake or a hug or, you know, whatever. I don't know. I might give you a kiss on the cheek, Travis. I don't know. We'll see. As long as the wifey doesn't mind. Anyways, yeah, maybe PAX East will get canceled too. Maven, I really hope not. That is our honestly, between CES and PAX, those are our two favorite shows to go to. Well, in DreamHack Montreal. because, well, they're located in, at least PAX in Montreal, DreamHack Montreal, are located in the Northeast, which is awesome. You know, we really enjoy going to those shows. We like having a booth. I'm pretty sure we were planning on having a booth this year and stuff like that. But again, that is the unfortunate fate of what's happening, is the whole CES 2021 is now all digital. So you'll probably see some sort of update from us. You know, what I've been thinking is maybe we'll do like the what they're doing for baseball or for hockey now, which is basically all the reporters are either they're there and they're like in separate little booths, or they're actually reporting from home and they're just like sitting there watching the game while it happens. And so maybe what we'll do is we'll get a bunch of people together. Maybe I can get some friends of ours from, you know, around the world. Maybe I get Travis, maybe I get Dave Alcott, and a couple other people, and you know, we'll get like a multicast going, and we can talk about all the crap that's going on. You know, if we see something that's entertaining and suits our needs. You know, obviously the what's going on, you know, with the production of everything, it's kind of hard to see what is actually going to be released. I know that the GTX, the 3000 series, 3080 Ti was supposed to come out and stuff like that. I don't know if it actually will. I know Intel has been having a whole bunch of trouble because, well, they don't really have the ability to, you know, produce the things like they used to because of what's happening here. Jonathan, thank you for making the stream in the group, man. I really appreciate that. I'm actually want to talk to you afterwards because I would like to be able to see if we can push it straight through Restream, because, you know, who knows. And Travis and Jonathan, I'd like to have you on. It'd be fun to chat back and forth, kind of like what we did with the AORUS releases. Well, there's a group of us that get together in the Discord and kind of chat about it and, you know, go, ooh, wow, wee. And sometimes we make drinking games out of it because, well, anytime I hear content creator, I want to, you know, and myself. But maybe what we'll do is we'll make it like, you know, new. Whenever somebody says new, you have to take a drink or something like that. I don't know. I thought that might be entertaining, but you know, if you guys think of any other ideas that you'd like to see or anything that you'd like to hear from us, you know, during the show or whatever, just let me know. I'd be happy to oblige, and we'll see what we can do and make it happen. So, moving on, we got a little bit of gaming news. I don't know if you guys play Escape from Tarkov, but they have released a new part of the map for customs. Now, I thoroughly enjoy playing Escape from Tarkov. I'm not that great at it. My coworker Corey is freaking phenomenal at it. I'm not really good at it when I roll solo. I'm much better when we're in like a squad of 4 or 3 or whatever. But to be honest with you, customs is probably one of my favorite maps in the whole game because there's so many different choke points, which, you know, a lot of people don't necessarily care for, and I understand that. I get it, but it makes it easy because, well, you know, they're choke points. So you just gotta honestly wait it out, and eventually somebody's gonna walk through that wall, you know, where the hole is in the wall, and you're gonna be able to get them. However, they've made it quite a bit more difficult now with the changes in the customs map. So the customs map now has mounted machine guns in a couple different places. I was rudely awakened by going, actually, I tend to go through construction here, which they've completed some of the buildings here. But I typically go up by the tank and then run this wall here and then pop right in through here where there's one hole in the wall. And as soon as I came through that wall, there were like 4 scavs just hanging out there. I'm like, okay, that's no big deal. Shoot them, that bang, 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 they're all down. And then I kept hearing one guy, whatever the hell he's saying, give me Revoca, or whatever the hell, and he's screaming at me, and I can hear him. I can't see him. I have no idea. Well, he's actually sitting in top of this building that has a mounted machine gun, so I ran around the corner, and I'm dead. Insta-dead. Which was a rude awakening. Again, they don't really have this part of the map completely modeled yet because there's so many different little buildings and little sections that they're still working on creating this 3D map, you know, exact to into the actual game. Now, this AI snipers, you will, yeah, no, that's 100% true. So, like, the train tracks that actually go through by ZB1011 and ZB1012, they definitely have a little bit more of a, well, I don't know, you basically run into some issues here, right? Anywhere from the train tracks down, there are scavs now that are hanging out. But once you get past this little section here, you actually have to go through a couple different little areas and buildings and stuff like that. Once you get past there, you pretty much immediately die. You get hit in the head with a 308, and you're done. That's it. It's over. It's over. You know, that's that new word. It's so over, so it's sober. I don't know. But definitely, if you guys are into Escape from Tarkov or looking to do it, is definitely very, very cool. There are no maps in the game unless you purchase them, but even still, like, you have to have that on your persona in order to actually see it. So you have to really go by memory, which is something that I thoroughly enjoy. So unless you have this map pulled up on the other screen over here or whatever while you're playing, you're pretty much SOL and have to learn the maps yourself. So customs map, very, very cool. The scavs have been upgraded. They are ruthless as hell. They're awful. They take cover now. They're not dumb. You know, they used to come up and yeah, headshot for that guy too. So you were like Oprah passing out headshots, but now unfortunately they actually respond to you. So you start laying down some fire on one of them, they'll actually move to cover. They will actually pick up extra gear, is what I was heard, or what I was told. Corey and I were talking about it earlier today. They like, you have different bosses and stuff like that, and you basically have some of them have like extra gear and extra armor and stuff like that, and it's pretty intense to actually try and take one down. But now, once you do take one down, if a scav comes across that, they're just gonna be like, okay, yeah, I'll put that on. Cool. I got a full, you know, level 4 armor helmet now and a level 4 vest and all sorts of stuff, which that does come into play with this game. So definitely something to take into consideration now that you're playing. If you're running around and just used to murking scavs like I am, it's not as easy as it used to be. So it's fun, but again, the new map, very, very cool. I got Tiny Tim here joining us. Thanks, Timmy. Appreciate you being here, man. I was actually I wanted to show that. Why don't we talk about that since he's here? Because the man, the myth, the legend, Timbo. You guys seen this crazy Tupac build? I know I have. But more importantly, have you seen just the tiny little details that he put together on this RTX 2080 Ti? It's like, it's the most ingenious thing I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, it looks exactly like the boombox would. It's just freaking sick. It's awesome. So the actual completed build, boom, that's what it's like. Here, shush, phone. No, I don't need to hear you right now. This is actually the completed build, which looks freaking awesome. Let's go to his page here and we can show. I mean, he makes some really, really cool stuff. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, some of the crap that he puts together. I say crap. It's not crap. It's unbelievable stuff. And that's just another look at some of the things that he did. Again, that's the inside of the Tupac build there. And again, it's just something that's unbelievable that I never would have thought to have, you know, that be a boombox. And then the PSU shroud is actually the design of a bandana. So it's the white bandana throughout the whole top of that power supply shroud. It just looks so freaking cool. So give him a check out, a follow, and that's PC_works. He's on Instagram, he's on Twitter, he's on Facebook. He does all sorts of cool stuff. But like I said, I mean, this one looks like there's supposed to be an airdrop coming in. But unbelievable. Really, really cool stuff. So, the other thing I wanted to talk about, let's talk about the Facebook thing first. So I like all of these flashy lights, everything, you know, everybody likes RGB nowadays, right? Well, they released an RGB mask. That's just silly. That's just kind of silly. I mean, it's kind of cool, to be perfectly honest with you. I think that the amount of work that went into this is really freaking awesome. But again, you know, that's unbelievable. It's pretty funny. So I thought I would share that with you guys. I thought that was pretty hilarious. The next thing that I saw that was pretty hilarious was our buddy Craft Computing, which, yeah, so apparently this is a Tesla card that came with nothing. It didn't have heat sinks, it didn't have blocks, it didn't have nothing. And this is what our Craft Computing guy did. And, you know, with some general plumbing parts and some, I think those are push-in, like, shark bite type connectors and stuff like that. Boom. Tesla card. All set. Done. You know, wipe your hands and get clean of that. And that is pretty damn funny. So, good work with him, you know, Craft Computing. He's a pretty cool guy. I was actually just showing on the on the Twitter page, I have his little bottle opener, one of his very first ones that he lasered, and he was nice enough to give it to us. Actually, I'm pretty sure it was actually at CES last year, but it was pretty neat, pretty cool. And again, that was actually a relatively smart idea, just using like a generalized water block, which, to be honest with you, they kind of look like EK blocks, but I have no idea, not exactly sure. It could just be generalized plumbing parts for all I know. But he did a really, really awesome job. And again, it actually goes inside of the Tesla, like, cover and case, the original stock cooler, which is, I don't know, again, pretty damn funny. So, good work, man. Very good work. In other news, big shout out to Zotac. They showed me actually cleaning my disgusting ass mouse pad that was from a couple CESs ago. I got that at the Zotac party when they were having it at the, what was it, Bellagio? Bellagio? Or it was, yeah, I think it was Bellagio. No, it was Caesar's Palace. Yeah, we were at Caesar's Palace. So they actually gave us a nice little shout out here of cleaning your mouse pad. And again, it literally just a little soap and water, a little scrub, a little arm and hammer per se. And it actually turned out really well. So you can pretty much make these mouse pads come back to new if you know what they're made of. Now this AORUS one that I'm using here would probably do the exact same thing because it's mostly made out of rubber. Here, I'll lift it up and show you here. This thing is massive. So this thing here, you know, it's kind of dirty. I would say it's not really all that dirty, but it's got scuff marks on it and probably, I don't know, some mouth drool and a little bit of Gatorade and maybe some Red Bull or whatever the hell else you got on there. But again, a little bit of generalized soap that doesn't have any sort of like ammonia in it or any sort of alcohol base in it, and a little bit of water. Let it soak, give it a nice scrub, and rinse it off and let it dry. The key is to make sure that you let it dry again because, well, if you retain water inside of things, it creates mold, and you don't exactly want to do that because, well, mold's not really great for the human body. You don't want to be ingesting that shit. So definitely something that you can do. You can actually do it to keyboards too. I'm going to do a tutorial on how to do that properly. You can actually just, I'm pretty sure, Linus threw his in a freaking dishwasher. Now, I'm not going to do that. My lady will freaking kill me. But you can definitely do it the right way, depending on which keyboard you have, and as long as you let it dry, and all sorts of other things. But again, I'll be coming out with a tutorial on how to do that and make sure that it gets clean. Jessica says, my poor desktop pad is the same way. I need to clean it this. Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, to be honest with you, I have one of the eyes plateaus, the big matte things that covers the entire desk, and you can use it for references and all that type of stuff. I cleaned that the other day, and it was utterly disgusting when I was like wringing it out in the amount of like sludge, disgusting dirt that was coming out of it. It was awful, but I feel so much better, and my OCD is not as bad anymore because, well, more than just the mouse area is clean, right? Because, you know, you have to you have to take care of the things that you use, especially if you use them on a daily basis. So it's nice to go and cleanse. Just go for a nice cleanse, you know? It's like a facial cleanse, but it's for the keyboard. So that's pretty much it that I got for the little bit of news. The other thing that I wanted to share with you guys is that we are working on getting some more parts. I'm actually trying to work with AORUS or actually Gigabyte, AORUS, same thing, to get me some of this awesome 64 gig memory for the AMD build that we're putting together. We've been working on that quite a bit. We finally have a template and a design idea of what we're going to do. Jason from Phanteks is going to help me out with some of the design aspects and the ideas for it. But we have an idea. We're going to be working with the Phanteks Elite case, which brings us into Products 101. The Designare RAM. The reason that I have this up is because I'm using the AMD, the new 3960X, which is the new Threadripper. Well, one of the new Threadrippers. And because it's a 24-core monster of a CPU, you need quite a bit of RAM to actually support that, right? So 64 gigs probably ain't gonna cut it, to be perfectly honest with you. It's gonna probably do most of the cores, but it's not really gonna do all of them. And if you're doing editing or rendering or anything like that, you're definitely going to need more than that. So we're trying to get 128 or 256 gigs of RAM so we can really just hammer that CPU and see how well it performs. Again, I'm running a 7920X right now with 64 gigs, and let me tell you, this thing is no slouch. I mean, this thing will rip the tires right off if this was a actual car. But it definitely has the price point of being a car. The difference is that the timing of the memory is kind of important with the AMD stuff, and that's why I have this up. So in order for the AMD Threadripper to actually perform correctly and actually boot, you need a megahertz of 3200 minimum for it to even turn on, which some people I don't exactly think they understand that, you know, like some of these new CPUs and stuff like that, like the 7920X, I think the one that I have in there requires 2666 minimum in order for it to actually boot. Otherwise it won't actually turn on or even register or anything like that. You'll get the BIOS CPU light of death, which is awful to have, especially when you're building a brand new computer, right? So I'm trying to get my hands on some of those and get those to work here. Travis says I've got the 3970X processor that will likely be using all of those 32 gigs max RAM. Oh yeah, absolutely. You'll be maxing. That will probably be, if you're running like 2080s in that computer, Travis. I mean, your RAM is now going to be your bottleneck. Unless you're running a spinny drive, which I don't ever recommend doing, ever. I mean, if you're using it for a backup, okay, yeah, fine, whatever. But solid state drive or M.2, whatever, move on, you know, because that definitely is a bottleneck as well. Yeah, at 4000 megahertz, that'll definitely be ripping. But again, you'll be limited to 32. Again, it'll all depend on what you're doing it for. You know, obviously, what we're building for AMD and for AORUS is it's a new editing rig. It's a render farm, per se. It's basically supposed to be a workstation. It's going to be a badass workstation, but it's still going to be a workstation. So that is what I wanted to share about the AMD chip here. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was the Phanteks case that we're actually putting it in. We're putting it in the Entho 719 Elite, which is actually a pretty dope case. I was very surprised at the price for what you get. Yeah, it's got some plasticky bits around the edges here. That whole, like, the edge that goes around it is made of plastic. However, the front panel, the top panel, that's all metal. The inside is all metal. It's got tempered glass, which is pretty dope. It's black. It comes in black and it comes in anthracite gray, but it is not the same type of anthracite gray that you're used to. It's not the same color gray as the Entho or the Entho Evolve or any of those. It's completely different. To be honest with you, Mine looks more like a matte gray, like maybe a little shiny matte gray. It doesn't look the same at all. So Travis says you can put dual systems in it. Yes, that is one of the cool things. Down here in the bottom here that I'm kind of highlighting here for you, you can actually stick a little mini ITX case on there, or ITX motherboard on there. The only problem with that is then you have to find a spot for the power supply, like the additional power supply, if you wanted to do that, which if I was going to do a dual system, I would want 2 power supplies. Again, they have a lot of room in the back here, and they have a lot of shielding and stuff like that, which is neat. But again, I'm not going to use it for that. I'm actually, again, it's going to be a big motherboard. It's a TRX 40 massive honker that goes in there with that 3960X, as well as a 2080 Ti and a bunch of RAM and an ass load of storage. And how much is an ass load? Well, let me tell you, it is going to be 4 terabytes in a RAID, or sorry, 8 terabytes in a RAID, so it'll be 4 terabytes redundant, and then I'll also have an additional 6 terabytes of drive space to do whatever the hell I want to with. So I'll have one drive that'll actually be cache specifically just for Adobe, because Adobe likes to eat SSD space like it's nobody's business. I will use one pretty much for external, like a external storage, and then I'll use one obviously for the main drive. And then I'll have the PCI card that will be in a RAID system that will be doing all of the processing for rendering, or sorry, all of the processing for having the projects on them and the footage on them and everything like that. But again, I'm excited to use this to see how fast it actually goes, because I mean, this thing here, like I said, is no slouch. It renders things dumb fast, and it is just stupid fast. So I'm excited to see what the difference is between these two chips. The difference between this particular setup and the one that I'm running now is that we're actually going to modify the hell out of this case, kind of similar to what we did with the Eiskreislauf. That's what I'm using now. But we're gonna do a Cerakote on it instead of doing a typical powder coat. We're gonna coat everything that we have, or anything that has accent pieces and stuff like that. We're debating on keeping the inside gray and doing the outside just white or whatever, but we're still working on that. We're gonna put some, vinyl and some decals on it. But a lot of people are saying, oh, you can't put 3 radiators in there, it just doesn't fit, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no, the hell with that. We're putting 3 radiators in there, and it's going to be a dual setup, dual loop setup. So we'll actually have the graphics card, the radiator, and the pump right here on the bottom, I'm pretty sure is what the plan is. Or we're going to have them mounted vertically, both of them next to each other side by side. Regardless, we're going to stick 3 radiators in there because people say you can't do it. So, yeah, the heck with that. We do things that you're not supposed to do. That's why we mod mods, right? ModMyMods? That's what we do? Yeah. All right, so, again, this case is actually pretty cool. And for the price, $200, not bad. It doesn't come with a standoff, the vertical mount for the graphics card, which is fine by me. I'm not going to use that anyways, because to be honest with you, the graphics, let's see if they have it down here. Yeah. All right. Let's see if they actually show it installed. They're not gonna. Okay, so the problem that I have with this is that, let's go to the ratings. Let's see if they have it in, yeah, they have it in rando ass cases. They don't actually have it in, I want to see it in the Evolve. So let's go to customer images. I want to see it in that case, which I doubt anyone has done, and there's a good reason for it. Mostly because the damn thing's just going to float in midair. Yeah, I don't see any of them here in the actual case that we're working with. Okay, so let's go back and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You go to the Entho 719, and what happens is right up here, your motherboard sits right here, and then your vertical mount is going to be right there. The problem is that when you look inside of the door here, let's see if we can show it. It's kind of hard to see. Come on, there we go. All right, so that's where it stands off, and where the little mouse magnifying glass is, that's where it would actually bolt in, and it would stick off the side. But there's nothing underneath it, like at all. There's no support in any way, shape, or form underneath that actual vertical bracket. So what the hell is the point of that? You're just gonna have a graphics card doing the gangster lean on it, like every other graphics card does, unless it's supported. Like, come on now, that seems a little silly. So yeah, we're not gonna end up doing that, but we are going to again tear this thing apart way farther than that, and you know, we're gonna do a custom color to it, custom paint to it, and all sorts of fun stuff. So stay tuned with that. I got some lovely images to share with you guys on my phone. We're going to be taking some video with the new camera and stuff like that, so should be a good time. Last but not least, I don't know about you, but I am damn excited about Microsoft Flight Simulator. And there's something I thought I would share with you guys, because yeah, you can go ahead and pre-order it, or you can, coming soon to Xbox Game Pass for PC. I was like, whoa, wait a second, really? I have that. I have Game Pass. What do you mean? But what do you mean? So I will share with you my screen here for a second after I minimize all the other crap that's going on here. All right, yeah, like that, and then we'll go here. Boom. Now you can see it. Yeah, this is actually Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it's already pre-installed. It's pretty dope, actually. So I was able to install it. It's only 12.7 gigs, which is awesome. But you actually get to, I don't really know what's gonna happen if I hit play. So let's see. Who knows? Again, I don't know. I ain't got a clue. I have a funny feeling it's probably not gonna load, because, well, that would be my guess. But I could be wrong, you know. I could be wrong. I hit play. Doesn't look like it did much of anything though. Yeah, my guess is it's probably not going to actually do anything, because it's not supposed to release for another like 20 days or so. So again, I can't imagine it's actually going to work. But again, I do have it. Yep, it's there. It is installed because I have the Game Pass, which is kind of cool. So all you got to do is type in flight. Oops. Don't do that. Flight Simulator. It comes right up. And you can take a look at it. And then, bam, you can actually just install it. But yeah, I agree with you, Travis. I think it's just going to crash because, well, it's not actually ready yet. So it's like, yeah, it's installed. It's ready to go, but you're too early. There we go. There. That's what I wanted to see. I just wanted to share that with everybody. That's all. Thanks, Microsoft. About freaking time. So yeah, the new Microsoft Flight Simulator comes out on August 18th, which is cool. Oh, August 18th. That's awesome. Want to know why? I can't tell you. But you'll have to wait until August 18th, and then I can tell you. And it'll be really sweet. Want to know why? Because, well, I'll be able to share some stuff with you, but I can't share it now. I gotta wait. And you gotta wait too. So, hopefully anticipation won't kill you before then. Anyways, that is pretty much all I got for you today, guys and gals. I appreciate you joining me here today. It has been a wonderful afternoon. Hopefully I was able to give you some sort of education and some sort of fun stuff to talk about. Other than that, I am going to retire for the afternoon and get a couple more things done before we skedaddle out of here. But I appreciate you joining me. Thanks again for being here, and I will see you guys on Friday.